In 2005, comedians Paul Provenza and Penn Jillette set out to make the dirtiest movie of all time. And surprise, it's a documentary. The Aristocrats tells the inside story of the one joke that all comedians tell to each other behind closed doors. The film features interviews and tellings from 100 of the biggest comedians of all time, with everyone from George Carlin to Bob Saget to Sarah Silverman.
These are my two children. They pass gas to the tune of What a Wonderful World in unison.
Do not confuse the Aristocrats with 1970 animated Disney film, The Aristocats. That would be a grave mistake, and I would hate for any families out there who want to see a happy-go-lucky Disney musical about some singing cats, pick up The Aristocrats and show that to their children, because The Aristocrats is dirty, dirty, dirty.
But of course, this all comes from the fact that The Aristocrats is obviously this joke that comedians have been known and passing down to each other from generations.
Yeah, the concept of the documentary is that it's about this old joke that has been passed down since vaudeville from comedians generations and generations. And basically, it's the joke that they tell to each other in the green room of the club. The way it works is that it has the same beginning and same end every time you tell it, but the middle is completely customizable, so every comedian gets to make up and improvise their own way of telling the Aristocrats joke.
The Aristocrats.
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 The end, in comedic terms, that's the punchline, Alex.
Oh, yeah, the punchline.
But for people who may not necessarily be into a documentary of just an hour and a half of talking heads, what is really interesting about it is that, kind of what you hinted at, it's kind of a look into these comedians' inner circle, because professional comedians, George Carlin, Greg Giraldo, God bless their souls, Bob Saget, Sarah Silverman, they're cut from a different breed than we are. So it's really kind of cool that this kind of gets inside just their world.
Yeah, and in that sense, it's got this great blend of straight-up humor. It's a very, very funny movie because of what they're saying, but it also gets into the psyche of the comedian, which not a lot of people see. And in that way, the way that the joke, in each individual's telling of the joke, gives a little bit of who they are, it becomes something else completely, and that's where it gets to sit amongst the great documentaries that have been made in the past decade and even before that.